New Year, cruisers, and with the new year comes some, well, cruise resolutions for myself of things I'm going to do differently in 2025. Up next. Hey everyone, it's Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com. Every year, I like to look back at what I did in my cruising career in the past 12 months and how I can improve it going forward. I find that the more you cruise, the more you learn, and the more experience that you have, the more opportunities you have to make everything better. And the great thing about a cruise is that there isn't just one way to do it. We all have different styles, and as things evolve and as Royal Caribbean introduces more options to us, we have opportunities to make it better, different, or even drop things altogether. So I came up with a list of things I'll be doing differently on Royal Caribbean in 2025. Number one, and this is a hard one to do, I'm going to resist the urge to keep booking more cruises. I'm pretty sure I said this the last couple of years, but I really need to hit the brakes on this one. So in 2024, I took 17 different cruises. Now, they weren't all like week-long cruises, but that was a lot of sailings. And it just got to a point where I was cruising a lot, especially the last couple months of the year. It seems like I was on a cruise ship almost every other week. And I love cruising, I really do. But I've got on the record by saying I don't want to live on a cruise ship, and I like the idea of being at home a little bit to help make the sense of being on a cruise a little more special. In my opinion, I like to maybe cruise once every 4 to 6 weeks. That way I have enough time at home to kind of get back into my regular routine and start really missing what a cruise is all about. Now, in 2024, in my defense, it didn't help that there were 2 new cruise ships that were launched, Utopia of the Seas and Icon of the Seas. And as a result, I needed to go on those ships to cover what's new, different, and exciting about it. And to some extent, I definitely did that. On another extent, I went a little overboard, especially with Utopia of the Seas. I actually went on 6 different sailings on Utopia. Granted, they're almost all weekend cruises, so again, not exactly week-long sailings, but it still was a lot of time on cruise ships. This year, we only have 1 new cruise ship joining the fleet, which will be Star of the Seas. And yes, I'm already booked on that, but I've only got 1 sailing booked on her for the time being in 2025. But my Achilles heel with booking too many cruises is definitely the casino offers. Ever since I discovered Royal Caribbean's Casino Royale offerings and the different cruise offers you can get by gambling in the casino, I definitely got addicted to it. Not so much the gambling, it doesn't really just take that much to get a cruise offer, but the fact they were there. And it kind of was like, man, I just hate to let them go, so I ended up booking more than I would have maybe thought I would have. But I really need to dial that back a little bit. Again, it's not that I don't enjoy cruising, I really do love it. I just feel like I need to have a little more of a balance in my life between cruising and not cruising so that cruising feels a little more special. So I did 17 in 2024. I'm really hoping that number will not even come close in 2025. The second thing I want to change in my cruising in 2025 is using more of my Crown and Anchor benefits. I think Royal Caribbean has the best customer loyalty benefits of any cruise line within the industry. The amount of benefits, especially when you get to like the diamond level, are truly impressive with things like complimentary drinks, discounts, and free days of internet access, free laundry, photos, the list goes on. But I really don't take proper advantage of them. And it's not so much that it's like use it or lose it, more that I could be saving some money by doing so. As an example, the BOGO deal for specialty dining that we get being a Diamond Plus member. I'm actually a Pinnacle member, but it starts at Diamond Plus. Is something I've stopped taking advantage of because I got kind of hooked on using just the dining packages. Now, the price of a dining package has gone up quite a bit, and so I think it might make more sense to go with a BOGO deal with my Pinnacle benefits and going to a restaurant that way and saving some money there. Next up are the free photos, and I have stopped really taking a lot of family photos on a cruise, and it kind of bugs me because when I'm on the ship, it's one thing, but when I get home, and you know, like when your Amazon Alexa is like going through all the photos that you have, and you look back and like, oh, wasn't it nice we took all those photos? Well, I feel like we should take more family photos. So I really want to take advantage of this because we get 2 free photos per person on a cruise because we're at least Diamond Plus or higher. So I want to take advantage of that. Now, one thing that I always still take advantage of every single cruise is the Wi-Fi package offering. Now, I'm a Pinnacle member and I get it for free during my sailing. But even when I was Diamond and Diamond Plus, we get 1 or 2 days, respectively, of free internet access. That's a huge one out there. So my advice to you watching this video is when you get on board a cruise ship, in your cabin be a letter of discounts and benefits you get for being a Crown and Anchor member. Even at gold level, there are some that are out there, but you need to ask for them in order to redeem them. And it's basically free money, or money could be saved rather, by going on these cruises. Number 3 is to start looking forward to stops in Nassau again. So Nassau, Bahamas has continuously ranked as one of the worst ports among cruisers in terms of guest satisfaction. Basically, there's not a lot going on there, and things that are available there really don't compel a lot of people. But in 2025, that is going to finally change because Royal Caribbean is opening its first beach club at Paradise Island. Royal Beach Club Paradise Island will open in December of 2025. And while that's at the very end of the year, I need to start rethinking how I'm planning my days there. You know, when Royal Caribbean redid Perfect Day at Coco Cay, it truly transformed the island more than physically, as in it flipped the appeal completely. And it went from a place that I really doesn't like that much to a must visit every single time we dock at Perfect Day. So with Royal Beach Club Paradise Island, we're gonna get a new option that will admittedly cost extra, but is going to offer something that we've never had before on the island, and I think it's going to really make a big difference. Up until now, I've really kind of written off any stop we make at Nassau as like, well, I guess I'm not getting off the ship there. But now this is really going to change it. I'm really excited to see what they're going to do. Now, Royal Caribbean has revealed some of the details about what we can expect in terms of the fact that it'll be all-inclusive, and you'll have to purchase a day pass in order to get in there, and there'll be pools and beaches and food included. There are also cabanas in addition that, of course, have an additional cost beyond the day pass, but there's different options for your day. Now, I've never set foot there. In fact, it's still way under construction, and it's mostly just a pile of sand at this point. But the important thing to understand is, based on the success that we've seen with Perfect Day at Coco Cay and some of the expansions of the Coco Beach Club, Hideaway Beach, etc., I have nothing but high hopes for the new beach club because I think Royal Caribbean is going to hit a home run with this because of their success earlier. Now, while I don't think it's going to be a cheap day, I do think it's going to offer something truly compelling that we can finally look forward to in Nassau. Another thing on my list is definitely one of those, Matt, stop doing this, and that is to look at flights with air to sea first, then the airline. So when I book a flight to go on a cruise, I almost always go straight to the airline website, book it through there, and then I'm done. And that was exactly what I did when I booked my flights for my European cruise coming up in June of 2025. And when I did that, later on, Royal Caribbean released their flights through air to sea, and I could have saved a lot of money through that. And luckily, I had booked refundable airfare through the airline, was able to cancel and then rebook my flights through Royal Caribbean. The reason why Royal Caribbean is cheaper is for places like Europe and Alaska, they offer subsidized prices. In fact, on our European flights, we were able to save $500 a person by booking our flights through air to sea. So the real lesson here is when you're booking a flight to look at least through the cruise line first and then the airline. Don't just blindly book one or the other. Admittedly, if you're booking a flight domestically, like you're flying from New York to Orlando for your cruise, okay, there's probably not that much of a benefit there. But if you are flying internationally for your cruise, I really do recommend booking your flights through air to sea. And in my case, I need to start thinking about, okay, let's look at air to sea first. Not like, hey, maybe down the line when someone mentions it to me, I should check the price there. And the last thing I'm going to change is not so much in 25, because I've already broken this one, but going forward, in 2026 and beyond, I am going to really try, not to book cruises in the summer, especially in the Caribbean at least. So summertime is a great time to go on a cruise because, of course, kids are out of school and it's a built-in time off. The problem I have found is that it's so hot and humid in the summer months. I'm really talking about like June through August. I mean, it really is warm, like a lot more months of that, but let's just focus on June through August because it's, of course, in the tropics there, and it's just not that enjoyable. And yeah, I'm probably being a little bit of a prima donna here in the sense that it's a little too hot and sweaty for my taste, but I really want to move away from cruises over the summer months and maybe go somewhere else to be able to avoid the summer heat. Now, as I mentioned, there are really good reasons to go on a cruise during summer months beyond the Caribbean. Alaska is one great reason to do that. Even Canada Northeast, even some of the Northern European itineraries might be compelling. Now, as I mentioned, I already broke this for 25, but for 2026 and beyond, and this is as of the recording of this video, I've not booked anything for the summer yet. I really want to move away from summer cruises. Now, as I mentioned, it still can be plenty warm in those summer months when you get into September and October and even November, but I really want to make an effort to get away from that so I can maximize my cruises, so I'm not cruising as much, but also take advantage of the more comfortable months of the year in which you can go to the Caribbean and enjoy fabulous weather without profusely sweating at the start of it. Now, I know this is a bit of a controversial idea, especially because I've got kids who are in school still, and anybody who is got kids in school knows how strict that is with the school calendar and sticking to it, but I'm really going to try my best to make it work because ultimately, when I go on a cruise and visit these amazing ports of call, I love to get off the ship and explore. But when I get off the ship and I'm already sweating and I'm not even like 17 steps off the gangway, it's kind of a problem for me. But again, I admit I'm being kind of a baby with the whole sweating thing. And yes, I do live in Florida, but that's for a lot of other reasons beyond the heat. Anyway, there's my list of the 5 things I'm going to change on my Royal Caribbean cruises in 2025. Let me know in the comments below, which of these do you agree with? Which of these are you going to do? And what is your list of things you'll be doing differently on your Royal Caribbean cruise in 2025? While you're down below already, hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and turn on notifications. That way, YouTube lets you know of a brand new video to share. This has been Matt from RoyalCaribbeanBlog.com, and we'll talk again real soon.